Hand over to Sheikh Irfaan. فليتفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم افتح لنا بالخير واختم لنا بالخير واجعل عواقب أمورنا بالخير بيدك الخير والعافية إنك على كل شيء قدير. Our honorable principals, honorable ulama, honorable teachers, honorable youth, honorable mothers and fathers, and honorable students, I greet you today with the most beautiful greeting on earth. There is not a greeting more beautiful than the greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the only greeting on earth. When you greet, Allah writes down for you 30 good deeds. When you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Allah Ta'ala orders the malaika to write down for you 30 good deeds. Why? Because the person who greets you reminds you of Allah. Assalamu alaikum means Allah is salam, Allah is peace. And you say, may the peace of Allah be upon you. Wa rahmatullahi, and may the mercy of Allah be upon you. Wa barakatuh, and may the blessings of Allah be upon you. Show me another greeting better than that. So you are rewarded. You remind the person of Allah, and it's a dua the person makes for you. Show me any greeting better than that. Show me. I challenge anybody. Whether you are Chinese, whether you are Russian, whether you are American, no greeting is better than the greeting Nabi alayhi salatu taught us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mustn't be afraid. You mustn't be shy to say, wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is what the Nabi says. Afshu salam baynakum. When you meet one another, whether you know one another, whether you don't know one another, greet and say, assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Never be afraid. For Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, أَفَهَلْ أَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى شَيْءٍ إِذَا فَعَلْتُمُوهُ تَحَابَبْتُمْ أَفْشُوا السَّلَامَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Shall I guide you towards something? When you do it, love will come in your hearts for each other. Respect for one another will prevail. Love for one another will prevail. Honor and respect for one another will prevail. So what happened? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was answered by the question, O Messenger of Allah, tell us, what is that? When we do it, we will love one another. Rasulullah says, Afshu salam baynakum. Spread the salam amongst you. We said something in the masjid. Look on the right hand side. You don't know that person. Look on the left hand side. You don't know that person. Say to him, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And this is what Islam teach us. And we as parents should inculcate these qualities in the hearts of our children. Many of the elderly people sitting here today, They can tell me, Sheikh, I remember that we couldn't pass an old person without greeting. Ask all the old people, they will tell you that. We couldn't pass by anyone without greeting. We couldn't do it. Or else, we don't greet. You get home, and those people tell your parents, you know, Aunt, your son passed me. He passed me. He passed by. And he didn't even greet me. Let those elderly people tell what their parents did with him. I'm not old, but I also went through the same punishment. You get a hiding for not greeting. What about children swearing in front of adults and elderly people? So we have a job. You as parents, you have a job to these beautiful youngsters sitting in this masjid here today. If we are not going to guide them, give them proper guidance, who is going to guide them? So we have a responsibility. Our responsibility is not only to see the children are beautifully dressed for Jumu'ah, or they're clothed, they have something to eat, they are under a roof, and that's finished, my responsibility is done. No way. Whoever thinks that lives in a fool's paradise. These youngsters sitting here today, they are my responsibility, and they are your responsibility. If my son walks in the road, or my daughter walks in the road, and did not show the necessary respect, and I expect from you as a man to say, come here my daughter, come here my son, this is not the way that you behave in the street. But today, we are so legal conscious. What right do you have to tell my child he or she will be behaving properly in the street? That's a disaster we are living in today. Unfortunately, the system is not to protect our children. The system is to corrupt our children in general. Yes, I agree. Children need to be protected to a certain limit. That parents don't abuse their children. I agree with that fully. But do you also know, if you as a father reprimand your child, or shout at the child for being rude to his mother or her mother, and you reprimand the child, they can go to the police station, and the police will come, pick you up, and lock you up. So our government has not distinguished between abuse and discipline. That's unfortunately the sad situation. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Muru awladakum bis salati wa hum abna'u as-sab'a, wadribuhum 'alayha fil 'ashr." When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, order your children, instruct your children with Salah at the age of 7, and reprimand them by giving them a hiding, a gentle hiding. At the age of 10, if they don't or they refuse to make Salah. Did Rasul say abuse? No, never. Never ever. So what does it mean? Discipline from the age of 7. Inculcate in the children what is important to inculcate in them. And for 3 years, you have their job to do. And after 3 years, the child will now see, my mother and my father are serious. But Rasulullah never says, heed them until blood flows. Heed them and leave marks on the child. No way, no way, ever. In a disciplined manner. Just to make them realize that daddy is now serious, mommy is now serious. So, the discipline is important. And our parents have to play that active role. You need to know and realize that you are going to stand in front of your Maker on the day of Qiyamah. And when you die, they start your journey to the Akhirah. And when you die, they start your journey to Allah. Allah. How are you going to face Allah? If you have never been an example to your children, how are you going to face Allah as a mother and father? If you did not tell your children to make salah, how are you going to face Allah? If you know your children were wrong and still kept quiet, but actually encourage them with the wrong. When somebody advises you about your children, you want to take a turn to sue the person, has no right to tell you about your children. Allah, kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulan ra'iyati. Each one of you, every father, every mother, every governor, every prime minister, every president, everybody takes responsibility of people. Kullukum ra'in, Rasulullah says, each one of you, you are a shepherd. And every shepherd will be questioned about its flock. And wallahi al-azim, that if I'm thinking about it all the time, every time, and sometimes I feel I want to back off. Do you know what? I think, Irfaan, you are the president of the MJC. You're responsible for the Muslims in this part of the world. What role do you play in developing and guiding the Muslim Ummah? What are you going to tell Allah if people became murtad? What are you going to tell Allah? The Muslims are they dying out of hunger? The condition of the Muslims. When I think about this, I want to hop out of the job. I want to get out of the job. How am I going to tell Allah this? Tell me. That brings fear in me. That's why I always tell people, if you at any time feel that any of the department of the MJC has treated you unfairly, or they treated you in a manner which is unbecoming, or they treated you with total disrespect, you have access directly to the president of the MJC, and I will deal with it. You have access to the president of the MJC, and you say to me, Sheikh, the president of the MJC, I have a complaint about your department. Come in. Come see me. And I will sort it out for you immediately. I'll call the department in. What has happened here? Bring me the case. Bring me the file and see what's going on here. Now we'll deal with it. Open door policy. You are welcome. Because the MJC is not my MJC. The MJC is our MJC and your MJC. Always remember that. The MJC is our MJC and your MJC. And that is how it should be. And that is how it will be, inshallah. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm not saying these words because I'm the president of the MJC. I'm saying these words since the age of 12 years of age. As a child of 12 years, I respected the ulama. And I always respected the ulama. As a boy of 12 years, I always admired the ulama. I said, Ya Allah, grant me to be amongst the ulama, that I can work and guide the people and advise people to that which is righteous and good. I always admire my ulama. For that reason, I had the greatest respect for the ulama. Even though when I was a student at university in Medina, when my lecturer comes in, I would take his bag. A married man with 3 and 4 children. I will take his bag. I'll put it on the table. I'll take the duster. I'll clean the board for him. What he says? Allah aftah alayk ya ibni. May Allah open the doors of success for you. Oh my child. When I see my teacher standing by the doctor, my teacher standing by the bus stop, I would stop. Sheikh, please, I'll give you a lift. He said, no, it's fine. I said, please, Sheikh, get in. Please. I beg him to get in. I said, what must I give you? He said, Sheikh, ya Allah, no, I didn't do this for money. He said, make dua for me, my children. He said, may Allah protect you, and may Allah protect your children. Oh, my Allah, I treat it like that. And I'm thinking, I have 13 children. Allah gave me 13 children. I could not take control over them. But I believe, oh Allah, one day I was in the shower and I started to cry. You know, I was crying over you. I was in the shower and I was crying. You know why I was crying? I said, Ya Allah, I have 13 children. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they are doing at this particular moment. Oh Allah, I have no power over them. Oh Allah, I ask you to protect my children. فَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ حَافِظًا وَهُوَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. Allah is the best of protectors and the best of overseers, and Allah is most merciful. Now to say to all the children sitting here today, these are the tears that your parents are shedding for you. Just remember that. These are the tears which your parents shed for you. When you're in school, you're out, you go to these different places, they don't know where you are, what you're doing. But you can only beg and appeal to Allah. Oh Allah, you know where my child is. You know where my children are. You know what they are doing. Oh Allah, they're out of my reach. But oh Allah, you are fully knowledgeable of my children and their doings and where they are and what they are doing. So children must realize, it's not the time to laugh. I see too many children laughing and smiling. It's the time that you understand that your parents are crying for you. So Allah protect you. You're getting involved with drugs. You don't break in. You don't abuse other people. You don't rude the adults. You respect your teachers. You do your work. That's what your parents want from you. That's why they are crying. So you must be honorable by respect your parents and your teachers. All the children. No child has a right to swear his teacher, let alone lift the hand for a teacher. You have no right to do that. These are the things that we need to inculcate in our children. Otherwise, we are going to lose it. So, this is all in the hadith. Which Allah and Nabi says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, بادروا بالأعمال الصالحة فستكون فتن كقطع الليل المظلم يصبح رجل مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا ويمسي مؤمنا ويصبح كافرا يبيع دينه بعرض من الدنيا. Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ألف لام ميم أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فليعلمن الله الذين صدقوا وليعلمن الكاذبين. Allah will test us. Someday Allah tests you with your health. Someday Allah tests you with your wife. Someday Allah tests you with your husband. Someday Allah tests you with your children. Someday Allah tests you with your wealth. Someday Allah tests you with your parents. Someday Allah tests you with your family. Someday Allah tests you with your neighbors. And so on and so on and so on. That's Allah says. But does people think, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Does people think that when they say, oh Allah, I'm a believer, oh Allah, I believe in you, that you will leave them alone just like that? And we are going to leave them just like that when they say, oh Allah, I'm a believer? Allah, does people think when they claim to be believers, that we will not put them to test? Does people think that? Allah says, وَلَقَدْ فَتَنَّ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. We have tested those before you to see and to make it known who of those are truthful in the claim and who of those are hypocrites in the claim. Allah will test you, and Allah will test us in many ways. I've just given you a few examples. So, when the Nabi says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, بادر بالأعمال الصالحة, hasten, be in a hurry, for what? To do your good deeds. Be hasty to do good deeds. But a time will come upon you. A time will come upon you when Allah will test you with trials and tribulations. And those tribulations and trials and fitan will come in stages, from dark to darker, to darker, to darker, and the pitch dark. Remember the words. It will come to you, this test, as the portion of the night becomes darker and darker and darker. Rasulullah says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's how things will happen. But Rasulullah gives an idea how it will happen. And he gives examples. So all the children, remember this for your teacher on Monday. Are you with me? Oh, sleeping. They're all sleeping. Are you with me? Good. That's very good. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, يصبح الرجل مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا. In the morning a person will be a believer, and at night time he'll be a kafir. And at night time the person will be a mu'min, a believer, and in the morning he will be a kafir. يبيع دينه بعرض من الدنيا. Allahu Akbar. This is heavy. This is heavy. But it's going to happen. It happened already, and it's still happening today. The reality of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is waqi'. It's a reality. It is here. Nabi says, that time will come when a person will sell his religion. Are you with me, children? So Rasul is warning us, and all of us will take heed of the warning of Rasulullah. The young and the old, the bold and the beautiful. They're not laughing because they don't watch bold and beautiful. The young and the old. You watch that? No, you don't watch that also. Good. So you're TV fanatics. That's very good. But listen. Trial and tribulation will come to this ummah, where people will sell their religion just for money. For a small amount of money. They would sell their religion. They will sell their deen. They will sell their iman. Rasulullah warned us about that time. So, it is a heed. We need to take heed of that. Now quickly, I have 4 or 5 minutes left. And I want you to count with me quickly. I'm not going to detail explanation, but everybody counts. Yesterday was in a big function, the program. I said to all the people in the masjid last night, today you go to the Jummah, wherever Jummah you're going to, you take 3 points with you home. And those 3 points, you go and share it with your family at home. So you can count any 3 points. Okay? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. اغتنم means make use of 5 opportunities before 5 things comes to you. Are you with me, children? Nabi says, make use of 5 things before 5 things comes upon you. Rasulullah says, شبابك قبل هرمك. Make use of your youth. Make use of your youth before old age will come to you. Ask all the people sitting on the chairs, the old people. Ask all of them, what is your desire? They would say, if only I can become a young man again and do things better. I was also your age. Let me tell you something quickly, half a minute. I was also your age. Since the age of 14, and today I am 57. How many years ago? Quickly. I was 14 years of age, and now 57. How many years ago? Are we going to vote on that? Are we going to vote on that? There are certain things you don't vote on. You agree with me? Right. I was like you, going to school, and I used to teach children. I used to teach adults at the age of 14. And I'm still doing it today. So at the age of 14, I was also a soccer player. In fact, I was a very good goalkeeper. But now I'm ulams. Can't do it. I was a good goalkeeper, could play good soccer, and I realized a child, 14 years of age, who hardly has any brains. I said to myself, if I'm going to now play soccer on a Saturday, play for my team, Saudi Athletics, but my madrasa is important. Children need knowledge. I was teaching 7 days a week at your age. In Saudi State, in Heideveld, in Rylands, in a Nova Park. There's 5, 6 days I used to teach. Sometimes all in one on the same day. Saturdays and Sundays. So I realized, leave the soccer would be more beneficial for the people. And I sacrificed my soccer at the age of 14, 15 years of age. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So make good use of your youth. Because one day you will sit, say, Ya Allah, forgive me. What's a youth? The ulama says, a youth is from the time you become mukallaf until the age of 32. And some of the ulama says, since the time you become mukallaf until the age of 40. You are a youth. You're in the prime of your life. You're a young man. So you need to make good use of your youth. Because Nabi says in another hadith, my time is over. I'm going to close this and I'm going to give the hadith to the Imam. The hadith I'm going to copy it. I'm going to give it to the Imam so he can continue next week for you, inshallah. Let me just conclude with this. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, I want the children to take heed of what I'm saying. I know you are taking heed. Just want to draw your attention quickly. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, there are 7 kinds of people. There are 7 kinds of people that will stand under the shadow of the throne of Allah in a day and on a day where there will be no shade. Where the sun will come down burning upon people. There will be 7 people that Allah will place under the shadow of the arsh, the throne of Allah, on a day where there will be no shadow, no shade. I'll give you only one. Only one. Now I'm sure the old people listen to me. They would ask, Ya Allah, take me back to my youth. I saw an old man in the masjid, he was crying. I asked him, brother, why are you crying? He said, Sheikh, you know, if only Allah can give me my youth back, I would rear my children in a different way. My children have failed me. Allahu Akbar. I saw a teacher one day. Old teacher. He said, Sheikh, come here to tell you a story quickly. It's part of my 1 minute, sorry. He said, you know why I'm crying? He said, Sheikh, you know, one day I was in India. I was 17 years of age. Today I'm 70, he says. And I saw an old man sitting in the masjid crying. It's Eid, and he's crying. And with the old man, I said, old man, it's a happy day, why are you crying? He says, I'm crying because I don't know whether Allah will spare me for another Ramadan. I'm crying because I don't know whether Allah will spare me for another Ramadan. That old man told me the story in the house of Taj Aklika. That man died before the next Ramadan. That old man died before the next Ramadan. So whenever Ramadan comes here, Ya Allah, just spare me for Ramadan. Ya Allah. And if you take me away, oh Allah, take me away the month of Ramadan. Because all the people make dua, the dua is mustajab. The dua is mustajab. Desire, because you know what the benefits Ramadan holds. If I close my book, you know I'm done. So Rasulullah says, one of the 7 people that will stand under the shadow and the shade of the arsh of Allah in a day and on a day where there will be no shadow. Shabun nasha'a fi ta'atillah. Listen carefully. A young man or a young woman who were reared in the obedience of Allah, who lived their young lives in the obedience of Allah until Allah takes him away. There will be 7 people, kinds of people that will enjoy the arsh, the shadow of the arsh of Allah. The youth will be one of them. May Allah grant all our youth to be like that, inshallah. May Allah grant them all the khair and barakah. May Allah protect all our children. And may Allah grant all the parents to be good parents. And may Allah grant you to rear your children in the obedience of Allah. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.